So this is coming across as a big review on the first day of the month when eating out at hotels and restaurants is going to cost you much more, with the impact on your monthly budget, as the oil marketing companies have now revised the prices of commercial LPG cylinders. A 19 kg commercial cylinder in Delhi at least will cost you around 3,071 rupees. So the price per cylinder has been increased by a steep 993 rupees, and this is the third consecutive monthly hike in prices of commercial LPG cylinders. This is the steepest single increase that has been reported so far. Exactly 1 month ago, on the 1st of April, the price was increased by 195.50 per cylinder, and also 114.50 on the 1st of March, and this has now triggered a political war of words, with the opposition linking it to the elections. And before we tell you about the questions that are being raised by the Vipaksh, let's show you exactly what has now become expensive from today onwards. So if you want to go out to eat, that's going to cost you more, but eating at home will remain the same. Domestic LPG cylinders prices remain the same. Then what are we talking about? This is certainly an impact of the war and the tensions that has been simmering in West Asia. A 19 kg commercial LPG cylinder is up by nearly 47.8%. And what are we now talking about as far as the figures are also concerned? 14.2 kg LPG cylinder. When it comes to the domestic use, there is no change. But since the war that has started, here is how the LPG prices have now gone up. As far as the 19 kg commercial cylinder is now concerned, the LPG cylinder back on the 1st of Feb, it used to cost around 1,740. This is before the war that started. Then right after the war that started on the 1st of March, it went up to 1,768. Not much of a change. But within a week, there was a hike. 1,883 rupees. Then on the 1st of April, the figures were revised, and when it comes to the amount, that went up to 2,078. And then on the 1st of May, which is today, a hike of 993 rupees. We are talking about the prices as far as which is limited to Delhi. Of course, the prices that vary city-wise. But as of now, it has come into effect. We're looking at, as far as the commercial cylinder 19 kg is concerned, it now amounts to 3,071 rupees in Delhi. Now, the opposition says, we told you so. And this is now going ahead to slam the government. Some of the reactions that are coming in from the Vipaksh side, let's listen in.
ये देश अगर श्रद्धा से याद करेगा कलाम साहब को मिसाइल मैन के तौर पे, तो मोदी जी को महंगाई मैन के रूप में, जिसकी रफ्तार कलाम साहब के मिसाइल को भी पार कर रही। जनवरी में 1,500 रुपए कीमत, 4 महीने में बढ़ा के कर दिया दुगना 3,000 रुपए, 1,500 से 4 महीने। अभी 8 महीने बाकी है साल के। ये कहाँ जाके इनकी महंगाई की मिसाइल रुकेगी?
अभी तो चुनाव हारे भी नहीं पश्चिम बंगाल का। आगे आगे देखिए क्या होता है। पेट्रोल पे, डीजल पे, और जो हमारा इंपोर्ट था, सिर्फ अमेरिका और इजराइल की चमचा बनने के लिए नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने ईरान से, आपने रशिया से रिलेशन खराब किया हुआ है। ईरान भारत के लोगों के साथ हमेशा खड़ा था। आज भी अगर नरेंद्र मोदी जी आयतुल्लाह खामनाई की कंडोलेंस कर दें, तो हमारे देश में सीएनजी, पेट्रोल, डीजल का सब किल्लत खत्म हो जाएगा। तो ये सरकार कुछ नहीं दे पा रही है, और जो एनर्जी क्राइसिस है, ये मीडिया मैनेजमेंट से मैनेज नहीं हो पाएगा।
So the opposition slamming the centre with the reactions that have been coming in. We also talk about the row that has now escalated as the BJP has also hit back. But here is the left who is coming out to say that today being the 1st of May, which is also observed as Labour Day, and saying that this is an irony that seems to be hitting hard, especially when it comes to the LPG price hike of a commercial gas cylinder that has now gone up significantly.
मई दिवस, मजदूरों की दिवस पर मोदी जी का ये तोहफा है मजदूरों के लिए। और गैस का सिलेंडर अगर 3,000 बढ़ जाता है, तो मजदूर जो वहाँ जाके खाते हैं, मजदूर की अपनी जीविका का तो कोई बढ़ोतरी नहीं हुआ। तो ये गैस सिलेंडर का बढ़ने का दाम अर्थ ये है कि लाखों की तादाद में हिंदुस्तान की गरीब प्रभावित होगी। तो मोदी जी हमारे देश के लिए क्या कदम उठा रहे? इतने बड़े सब्सिडी बड़े बड़े लोगों को देते हैं, तो ऐसी सब्सिडी क्या, जहां प्रभाव पड़ रहा है गैस सिलेंडर दाम बढ़ने का, उनके लिए क्या वो नहीं दे सकते सब्सिडी? सब्सिडी केवल अडानी अंबानी के लिए है क्या?
Well, let's connect with Mohit on this. Mohit, is the opposition now being selective as far as their questions are now concerned? Because has the prices of petrol, diesel gone up? No. Has the prices of your domestic car cylinder gone up? No. And again, when it comes to aviation turbine fuel, has those prices gone up? No. What would have happened if they would have been also hiked? Then the opposition would have gone after the government in the way that they are doing currently.
Well, yes, in fact, Amita, and you see the politics is being played on this particular issue where we see the opposition parties, specifically the Congress party, attacking the government and saying that this was expected, given the fact that post-election it was expected that the government will increase the price of the LPG and the petrol. But the government and the BJP clearly says that this is a process that has been happening before elections too. There, you should not link it to the elections. And given the situation in West Asia, given that how Strait of Hormuz is still blocked, we know that how there is uncertainty over what will happen between the USA and Iran. The prices of fuel have gone up in every country of the world. Look at the example of Pakistan. Look at the example of neighboring countries, how problematic the situation over there is. But when it comes to India, yes, the prices of commercial gas cylinder have come up. But when it comes to the domestic cylinders, that has been untouched. That remains stable. And that is where the government says that when it comes to petrol also, the normal petrol is on the same price. The prices of premium petrol has just been high. So when it comes to the domestic consumer, the common man, they have sigh of relief as of now. But when it comes to the 5 kg cylinder, Amita, that is where the opposition says that you have raked the price for more than 250 rupees.
Yes.
That is the cylinder that is being used by laborers, tenants, or the students who come from various parts of the country.
To the first of every month, we are looking at this revision that is often done as far as by the oil companies are also concerned. And of course, looking at the geopolitical scenario as well, we're looking at as far as this hike is concerned that has come in the way for commercial gas cylinders of 19 kgs. Please do stay on with us, Mohit. The BJP has hit back at the opposition saying that it is wrong to link this to the hike with the elections there, because this is a certain narrative that was built up by the opposition, who said that wait till the elections are over and then you will see a price hike.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's government is taking every step in national interest and making all efforts to keep in control price rise and not raise petroleum products to the maximum possible limit as possible. Let's not forget that the situation, given what has happened between the US and Iran in the Middle East, the supply of oil is all hampered because of the situation in the Strait of Hormuz. Countries have raised their petroleum product prices, in some countries by over 40%. The opposition parties, who immediately, and particularly the Congress party, whose leader goes out of the country very often, finds no occasion to go abroad and see how well they are doing and run down India.
Now, as far as not just this, let's also talk about when it comes to your flight tickets, because the price of aviation turbine fuel for international airlines has increased by 5%. And how is it going to impact? Let's get you a better understanding, because ATF, which is aviation turbine fuel prices for international airlines, that has now gone up. And this is the second consecutive increase that has been reported in the last 2 months alone, because the ATF prices for international airlines is up by nearly 5.33%. And as far as when it comes to the demand is concerned, because that seems to be the effect that is now being looked upon, especially when it comes to longer routes that requires more money, more resources and more fuel. And that is why what we are looking at, international routes have now been affected. Let's connect with Shefali on this. Shefali, good afternoon. Help us understand when it comes to the international prices, especially for ATF prices, that has now gone up. This is the second consecutive increase. Are we looking at the impact that will also be witnessed when it comes to booking flight tickets?
Right. Of course, Amita, we are going to see increase in prices as there is a hike of 5% in international operations. We already know that the domestic airlines like Indigo and Air India have been complaining about the price hike, jet fuel prices hike in international operations. And now with this 5% increase, it is going to affect the international travels. Passengers who are going to book tickets for international routes are going to face this pressure on their pockets. We also know that for the domestic travel, there are no change in prices of ATF.
Yes.
So that's a relief. But of course, for international travels, we are going to see
But at the end of the day, as what we are looking at is the government is trying to insulate the public as much as possible from receiving this kind of an overburden for them at the time being, when we are looking at Brent crude prices, when we are looking at energy prices across the world that has now gone up significantly owing to this war, this conflict that has been taking place in the Middle East for the last 2 months. Shefali, thank you very much for the moment. Heading into a short break.